Hey everyone, welcome back. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you found us. And if you're one of our regulars, hi again, you beautiful people.
You beautiful people. Very smooth intro.
I try. Okay, before we get into today's episode, two quick things. First, if you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps this channel grow and helps us keep making free lessons for you.
And second, smash that like button. I know, everyone says that, but it actually tells YouTube, hey, this content is useful, and then it shows our videos to more English learners just like you.
Okay, promo over. Now, today's topic is one that I think almost every single person learning English struggles with, including me when I was learning Spanish, by the way.
Oh, we're doing a confession episode?
No, just, okay, here's the story. So, a few years ago, I was in Mexico City, and this guy asks me a simple question. ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? Super easy, right?
That's like day one Spanish.
Exactly. But in my head, I'm translating. I hear ¿qué hora es? I translate it to what time is it in English. Then I think of the time. Then I translate the number back into Spanish. Then I try to remember how to say it out loud. And by the time I open my mouth,
The guy's already walked away.
he literally just looked at his own phone and left. It was humiliating.
Okay, but that is so relatable. And honestly, that's exactly why we're doing this episode. Because so many of you message us saying, I know so many English words, I've studied grammar for years, but when someone talks to me, my brain freezes.
Yes, and I think the freeze isn't really a vocabulary problem.
No, it's not. It's a translation problem. Your brain is doing this exhausting three-step process. Hear it in English, translate to your language, think of your answer, translate it back to English. And that takes time your brain just doesn't have in a real conversation.
So today we're talking about how to skip that whole translation step completely and actually start thinking in English.
Which sounds a little like magic, but it's not. It's a skill. And by the end of this episode, you're going to have real practical tools to build it.
Let's get into it. Okay, so let's really break down what's happening in your brain when you translate.
Please, because honestly, I still catch myself doing this sometimes with harder vocabulary.
Everyone does, even advanced learners. So here's the thing. Your brain has limited working memory. Think of it like a small desk. You can only fit so many papers on that desk at once before things start falling on the floor.
Okay, I like that. Keep going.
So when a native speaker talks to you, your desk is already having papers on it. What did they just say? What's the topic? What's the tone? All of that. Now, if you also have to translate every single word into your native language, sort the grammar, form a sentence in your native language, and then translate it back to English,
The desk is full.
the desk is overflowing. Stuff is literally falling on the floor. And that's why you freeze or you say, for way too long, or you just give a short answer because your brain ran out of space to build a longer one.
Okay, that actually explains something that's bothered me for years. Like, I've talked to learners who can write a beautiful, correct sentence if you give them time, but in a live conversation, totally different person.
Totally different person, right? Because writing gives your brain time to do the whole slow translation process. Speaking doesn't. Real conversation moves fast, and there's no pause button. So it's not that they don't know English, it's that they know English, but they're accessing it through the wrong door.
That's a great way to put it. You have a room full of English knowledge, but you keep trying to get in through this long hallway of translation instead of just walking straight through the front door.
Okay, but here's my question. Is that hallway ever necessary? Like, is translation always bad?
Not always. When you're a total beginner, translation is actually a really useful tool. It helps you understand structure, it helps you build vocabulary quickly. The problem is when you get stuck using it forever, especially once you already know enough English to think in it directly.
So it's like training wheels.
Exactly like training wheels. Great for balance in the beginning, disaster if you're still using them at 25 years old riding down a hill.
Okay, brutal but accurate.
And there's also an anxiety piece here that I think doesn't get talked about enough.
Oh, tell me.
So when your brain is overloaded, remember, the full desk, your body reads that as stress, actual physical stress. Your heart rate goes up a little, your palms might sweat, your thoughts get foggy. That's not just being nervous, that's your nervous system responding to an overloaded brain.
Wait, so the anxiety isn't separate from the translation problem? It's actually caused by it?
A huge part of it, yes. People think, oh, I'm just shy or I'm just an anxious person when speaking English. But a lot of the time, it's simply that your brain is doing too much work in too little time, and the anxiety is a side effect of that overload.
Okay, that's honestly kind of comforting. Like, it's not a personality flaw, it's a fixable process problem.
Completely fixable, and that's the whole point of today's episode. Once you train your brain to think directly in English, that overload disappears, and a lot of that anxiety disappears right along with it.
Okay, I need to know how the brain actually does this. Like, what changes?
All right, let's get a little nerdy for a second, but I promise I'll keep it simple.
Please, science-ish, not a university lecture.
Okay, deal. Okay, think about when you first learned to drive a car.
Oh no, I was terrible.
Most people are, because in the beginning, driving takes so much conscious thought. You're thinking, okay, foot on the brake, now check the mirror, now put the blinker on, now turn the wheel this much, now release the brake slowly.
Every single action is a separate decision.
Right, and you're just gripping the wheel, sweating. But now, how much do you think about driving today?
Honestly, almost nothing. I get in the car and I'm just driving. Sometimes I don't even remember parts of the drive.
Exactly. That's called automaticity. Your brain took thousands of tiny separate actions and compressed them into one smooth automatic skill. You're not thinking brake, mirror, blinker anymore. Your brain just does it.
Okay, and you're saying English can become like that too.
100%. Right now, when you speak English, you might be doing the beginner driver version, consciously thinking through each grammar rule, each translation step, each word choice. But with enough real practice, your brain builds the same kind of automatic pathway it built for driving.
So, thinking in English isn't some mystical talent that only certain lucky people have.
Not at all. It's just automaticity, built through repeated exposure and use. The brain physically strengthens the neural pathways you use often. This is sometimes called neuroplasticity, and weakens the ones you don't use. Every time you use English directly, without translating, you strengthen that direct pathway.
And every time you translate,
You're actually strengthening the translation pathway instead. You're training your brain to keep relying on that hallway we talked about earlier instead of building the front door.
oh, that's kind of a wake-up call. So if I keep translating in my head out of habit, I'm literally training myself to need translation more.
You're reinforcing exactly the habit you're trying to break, which is why the habits we're about to share are so important. Every one of them is designed to force your brain to use the direct English pathway instead of the